We know that Dammit Patrick is the brother to Hank,
Yep.
and so he's just kind of like he's the younger brother. He's coming out here. He's like performing the legacy type thing. Hank left the legacy here at LANfest. I know he's won it a couple of times. Probably won the very first one. So now we're gonna see kind of what the brother, the younger brother can do, what the family can do.
Can he live
So
up to the hype?
both
The
teams
legend?
here, tournament life on the line here in our what are we calling this? The semifinals of the losers bracket.
Yep. Here at
Winner of this
Intel
team
Land
will go
Fest.
on to face the loser of the winners bracket finals,
GG
aka
Esports.
GG Esports,
Yep.
and then we will have the winner of that game going on to face the stack team. High risk, no reward.
Yeah, so if
I
you are
can't
joining
even. I
us,
feel disgrace just saying that name. Who brings a stack team to LANfest?
I don't know. People that like to win, apparently. All right. Anyways, so this is Intel LANfest. For anybody that doesn't know, it's actually at the Intel campus out here in DuPont, Washington. It's a pretty cool deal. It's all for charity, non for profit, and they have a lot of cool giveaways and prizes and some big events, big cool event. They run it twice a year out here. So if you have a chance, if you're watching this VOD and you want to look forward to the future, check out Intel LANfest. Google it, check it out. But we have some pretty cool teams. I'm actually really excited here to see how our Alley Cat, our good buddy Alley Cat, does in the bottom lane, because she's actually playing a role that we haven't typically seen her before. Most turns we've seen, she plays Cho'Gath in that top lane, rocks it up there against the all odds. And does a great job up there, but in this case, we actually see her down bottom playing a little AD in this tournament. So actually, and she's actually been doing really, really well. So I'm actually going to be it's going to be pretty intriguing to see how she matches up against Dammit Patrick, who, by the way, has 2,600 normal wins. So
That's a
doesn't
lot.
have the elo to quite back up, but he has a lot of experience, and he's actually been doing a really great job in this bottom lane. Typically was playing Caitlyn, but I think they banned out Caitlyn to make Alicat maybe a little bit more uncomfortable, or I don't know what have you. We saw Draven ban actually come out. I'm guessing Dammit Patrick plays a lot of Draven.
Yep. Has played
Otherwise,
Draven earlier in this tournament.
I would not expect that ban typically. And we see a gank coming up here. Frost looping around. The V4V clan, pretty good here. The stun will go down, but they're not going to be able to pursue this. V4V not quite close enough in there. So looking at mid lane, we're going to actually have that Lux Ryze matchup. So Ryze actually has trouble against champions that can push, champions that can harass really, really well. And what we're seeing here from Lux is her ability to harass very, very well. She has tons of range, has the snares, has slows, can blow and pop stuff very, very quickly, do a lot of damage to you. And that's the hard part for Ryze. But the problem for Lux is the later this game goes, Ryze is going to become stronger and stronger and stronger and even more powerful. It looks like for Season 3, he's going to still continue to be a pretty popular pick for these comps where they want an AP mid that's going to be really, really strong in that late game, and Ryze is definitely the champ for that. But although he's going to have to make it out of this early game, which it looks like he's actually standing a little bit better than Lux in these trades so far. Maybe Lux taking a little bit too much minion aggro.
And I don't know. I kind of tuned out there for a second. I do apologize. I'm just wondering. In this top lane, this Timo Olaf matchup. Uh-oh. Timo's sorry, we got a Momo going in. Might want to be
Taking a turret
careful.
shot, didn't want that. Dodged light volley, but those will land, but they're not going to be enough damage in there. Throws the spell combo, chases there as far as it can, but it's not going to happen. And Riot's going to get a little bit of free farm here as Lux is going to back off here in the mid lane.
And Timo actually going to get away with, I think, something like 4 hit points.
Yeah.
There was and a gank up top. I feel like somewhere, somehow, an Ignite didn't go off. Okay, that's right. Broloff actually rocking the teleport. He'll definitely gain an advantage from that gank by being able to shove this lane, deny some creeps here to Timo, and kind of get caught up. I believe he was behind. It was 11 to 4. It was like 8 to 14. So that gank's gonna catch him up. Nice. He should go back and maybe just chop up. But we're gonna see here on a Mentalist Rise. That guy is toast. And first blood gonna go here to Aramis.
Yeah,
Blast from the past.
Yeah, a lot of good chain CC right there. And we've seen Juice. They love a few champions. They've been really liking playing the Lux. They've been playing a ton of Olaf almost every game in top lane. And they've been playing a lot of Rammus, which Rammus is this really cool jungler that has a lot of potential, but he's not played a lot in the current meta. Just because he kind of fall out of favor. he doesn't quite fit what everybody wants to run with right now. But the old style of just being this really highly mobile ganker that can come out with that 3 second taunt or whatever is crazy.
So right now we can see that the synergy between the Damn It Patrick bot lane is a little bit greater here. That we can see it between the two players mechanically. It looks like Patrick, 27 CS. The CS is even, but when we look at these exchanges, Ali's taking a lot more punishment here. But that punishment could turn around here for them as Momo has snuck into this brush successfully.
He is in there, but the question is, are they going to get close enough that they're actually going to be able to capitalize anything? It looks like he's not going to wait for it. They have pushed up this lane really, really far. That's typically what you'll see in a lot of matchups here, where you have an Ashe versus
Uh
Graves. The problem right here now is, though, without the sustain, here comes Rammus down lane, is going to taunt. He's actually going to taunt a minion. That. Oh man, smart cast. Unfortunately, outwitting your opponents right now.
I didn't even know. I couldn't remember if you were allowed to taunt minions still, but in this case, you are.
Apparently you are. Which is one of those kind of quality of life things that should probably remove because, yeah, it could be cute. You might be able to taunt Dragon away during or maybe use them in the new jungle where polling's going to not be as easy to do. So maybe they'd want to leave that in. But for the most part, you usually, when you come down a lane, you never want to taunt an actual normal minion.
Yeah, not sure how I feel about this Lulu support here with Graves. And it could be just, I don't know, Zyro was banned. Blitzcrank was probably a ban.
So Zyra actually wasn't banned. Um, Yeah, I agree with you because Lulu really she can be poke intensive, but overall she's more defensive than something else you'd want to pair with the Graves against an Ashe because you really want to put it on Ashe and actually keep her out of the early farming phase because really she is a champion that just have to farm up, hit level 6, and then be very involved in team fights. And in the early laning phase, you should be able to take a little bit of advantage of it, but they haven't been able to do it. They've just been kind of playing a passive Graves, and you can see from those volleys, even though Dan Patrick's getting low on mana here, he has a lot more range than Alicat does here, and he's just kind of free farming.
But we can see that Ali is doing a great job here last hitting. Just slight lead here. Poor Timo might be. Yep, it's going to find a taunt here. Oh,
Good taunt,
almost.
but the unfortunate part about taunting range characters is they have range, so they don't have to follow you. Nice little juke there.
Uh-oh.
By Rise
Oh.
double flashes. Got really scared there. I think he actually didn't have to flash if he realized that her cooldowns were down, but kind of panicked a little bit there.
Yeah, it's actually the Ghost Flash, or Ghost Enemy Flash, Counter Flash. It was, they was like, hey, you know what? Let's play this old school, no summoners. And Rise, does have his ult here. Might look to use that on the next creep wave just to kind of, you know, life steal back some health, or I guess spell vamp some health. He does have blue buff, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of play they make. Amumu is what I'm noticing is kind of behind right now. He's only level 4. Rammus already level 5. Okay, just hit level 5, but Rammus already 5. Could be donating or possibly taking this blue buff for himself. He is low mana. I'm a big proponent of actually taking your second blue, especially if you start blue on a tanky initiator. It's going to help you get to 6. It's going to help you be that much more, available to gank in lane, especially if you're, if Rammus where you're using one of your abilities to get around the map. So he did end up taking that blue. He actually not quite 6, but Lux has Rise here on the run. Even without blue, Lux seems to be doing a good job here against Rise.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it a little bit earlier in the game, but she has a lot of long range poke, which is really, really good against Rise in these early phases. The problem is Rise really just has to do what he's doing right now, which is farm up and stay even. If Rise is even, then he's winning, because the longer this game goes, the more powerful Rise is going to be over
Oh,
Lux.
Lux had that laser, but not enough. Oh, there it goes. I think the laser just missed. But
And it
meanwhile,
looks like Teemo is going to be able to pick up a kill in the top lane, but he's staying toe-to-toe with Olaf here. Blind,
oh,
it
the
will be enough!
mushroom!
It will be enough! And they're going to be able to pick up the double kill in that top lane. Definitely worth it. Hanging in there in the pocket, throwing down the blind, and a little help from a mushroom and a turret, and he's able to pick up that kill.
Good work, Timo. Using the best passive in the game, Global Taunt.
Yeah, we have a nice little game shaping up here. 2 for 2. All the farms are looking pretty even, pretty good. Some slight advantages here and there. Except for in that top lane, obviously Timo kind of running away with it, especially with that double kill right there. Um, Olaf had
Oh,
the kill
Ash.
advantage. Oh, Ash is getting in there. Tornado coming right in though. Great protective stuff for Janet's not going to be able to eat that. Great follow-up from Lulu. It's going to be able to slow down, possibly get the kill, but that Janet heal looks like it's going to be just enough, and they're going to be able to take out a Mumu here now with Olaf down this lane using that teleport. He's rotating in here. He's getting some kills, and he should be able to run down Shin. If he hits that undertow, he is going to miss it, but he will pick it back up, and it looks like with 4 members here, they are going to chase this all the way down, follow through on this one, and nice quick pickup of some kills there, and looking really good for Red Team.
Yeah, that's one way to turn it around. Watch your enemy team try to overcommit, take advantage of that teleport spell on Olaf. I questioned it, but in here, proved to be huge. Olaf going to go ahead and pick up 3 kills. Really going to help him catch up here in lane, even though he is behind a lot of CS.
Yeah, I think really what happened there is in that team cup, and the trade is going to go to Rise. Rise picking that up just barely thanks to that ignite in that trade. He's going to pick up a killer, and that's just more just a buff for him going farther into this game. It's going to be great, and looks like Rammus is coming up here towards Timo. I don't know what he's quite going to be able to do, though. He's just going to back off out of this. Olaf returning low on health. So really, that last team fight, I feel like what it came down to is just as a cohesive unit with the Amumu and between Alley Cat is they really just need to keep their focus onto Ash, but they thought that she was already dead. They kind of discounted it. The Janna heal came in, kept her alive, and that really went for the worse for their team. You saw
Yeah.
Red Team with a lot of people low, but no one quite dead.
So we're going to see Timo probably make a play here on Olaf. We are looking at Olaf Summoners. Ghost is down. We do know that Rammus was in the vicinity here just not too long ago, so Timo might just playing it safe. Go ahead and continue to amass a lead and farm. Oh, nice play.
Ruined Prison, and Flash is down for Rise. He's actually popping it right there to dodge some skill shots right there from Lux.
Yeah, both these mids just like Lux says, hey, as soon as my flash is up, I'm going in. And if I land it, I land it. And Rise has just been playing a really good reactionary game. And they're going to get a better of a trade here, I think.
Yeah,
Lux
Rise
does not want to commit with that laser.
Yeah, the longer this goes, Rise should come out on top in these trades. You see, he already actually has his Negatron cloak here, going pretty heavy MR, and he's just going to roll those items and have way more MR than Lux is. Lux right now just going for that early damage, health, just kind of like sustain, farm up build, but it's not going to help her if we get later in this game. I mean, she's going to have to start selling those items and turning into something real, and by that time, I think Rise is going to be way too tanky and deal far more damage than she will. And in that top lane, 60 CS advantage still. And Mumu coming in here, turning this around. They did not expect that Ash Arrow has been popped. It will stun and it'll keep them off of him. Graves ending up really far away from her opponent. But there we go. There's the Curse of the Sad Mummy coming in. And her face is absolutely just got blown off.
Yeah, V4V Frost actually taking a really good delay here. Uh-oh.
Ooh,
And Cloud on the other hand.
Cloud. Not going to get his double kill that time. Not quite underneath the turret. And between those taunt, that burst damage from that true damage, a reckless swing coming out from Olaf there, just tearing him down.
Yeah, I mean, Ash, they actually played it really good. And going back just real quickly, going over that exchange of bot lane, Ali kind of baited it by go ahead and quick drawing in, which is kind of an escape maneuver. But what they did was she was able to land that smoke screen on Ash, which gave away, took away that vision enough for a Momo to come in. Janna quickly realizing like, oh, something's not right. Popped that ult. Plus, I think they could have gone either way, honestly.
It was kind of one of those just really fortunate situations though too, where the other team, as you're trying to set up this in lane gank, Moon is running up, and just as that happens, they decide to kind of go aggressive on you. So it's kind of unfortunate for Team Juice and the fact that they were already kind of like, all right, let's go in on this. Janet's gonna come in here and try to pull off an ult, and Ash is throwing in her ult. We're gonna try to blow up Graves, and the next thing you know, Moon is just running into your face.
And Rise might actually have a play here. Oh. With that bind down,
So go to Gigabyte USA on Facebook. Does have a decently short cooldown, but
And you'll be entered in a
I
round.
mean, Rise just needs to farm, and he's golden for his team. Right now, Rise is winning the mid lane for his team.
Just by farming.
Yep.
And you'll be entered in.
It
And
looks like Alicat doing a great job in bot lane. You know, they're even in kills, a few more assists for Ashe that she's been involved in after that big huge fight they had in bottom lane. But otherwise, 107 CS, pretty respectable mark right there. And if we look at their gold, she's actually about 100 gold ahead, or about 200 gold ahead of the other enemy AD carry. So not a lot, but at least a good advantage.
yeah, it's a great inclination of what could happen. Graves is going to scale way better into the late game than Ash will. Ash will scale well with items, going that Infinity Edge and the Phantom Dancer. Um, but Graves is just going to have a better overall kit if they can avoid getting, like, someone getting caught by an arrow.
Yeah,
Uh,
really, the way these teams are shaping up, it looks like that V4V is going to have the way better. As we get out of the mid game, get towards the later game, and this goes farther and farther, they're going to have the clear advantage, just in all their lanes, champion-wise. Where the Juice team, they're going to probably have to make something happen, take down a few more turrets, or get something going. Because the latest game goes, I feel like they're going to be
we're going to
behind
see
when
a
it comes to
gank
team
here
fights.
on mid.
Nice
Oh,
little
that might
taunt
not be
there.
good.
Burst damage coming in here. Rise is going to turn on someone. No, he's not going to flash. Dodges the laser. He's been very, very good. Always looking for that. And we got the shackle just in this range of the turret. The ignite goes down. Will it be enough? It is going to be enough. We are going to have a trade in middle. Rogue picking up a kill there. And now Mumu coming in from behind. Olaf was not expecting that, but he's going to pop Ragnarok. Easily be able to escape out of that CC. And he'll be fine in the top lane.
Yeah, we could see Amumu actually stay up here. He knows that Ragnarok is down. He can just walk in, hit that ult, but also hit him with a bandage toss, and Timo might even be able to swoop in and clean up that kill.
It's also pretty interesting to see too that we actually have the top lane have the oracles now. He is against a Teemo, so he will be able to kill mushrooms and things like that. But usually you expect to see that on the junglers, something else. But because he's up against Teemo, he's actually decided to pick up oracles here.
And V4V Frost definitely looking to get in there and make a play. He's got all those cooldowns available to him. Except what they're not going to expect is a Lux coming in. This could be really bad for the V4V
Yeah,
team.
they have a lot of wars down here and mushrooms. Looks like Lux is going to hit one of those, and they will be able to escape. Teemo, Cloud, didn't even want to risk it. Flashes. Probably didn't have to do that there, but better safe than sorry. Rise, ooh, if he was able to catch himself a Lux there, he would have been able to feast. We see already he's picked up a Banshee's Veil. Not necessarily the best offensive item for Rise. Um, he's gone pretty heavily defensive early, which is not a bad thing. It's going to negate a lot of Lux's potential in lane, but as we start to see these turrets fall and more plays get made around the map, I don't know if Banshee's Veil is going to be the best item for him, but it's going to make him pretty hard to deal with in mid lane at least for the
Yeah.
time being.
Ooh, that's for sure. It's certainly not going to help. I don't think it's a horrible item. I think Rod of Ages might have been a better choice. Maybe Rod of Ages into Merc Treads.
Well, I think the old wisdom, was you went straight defensive, and then after you got changed and mana became more a factor to give him more damage. Rod of Ages is a much more beneficial item to him. Still give him the health, plus the mana that gives him damage, plus AP, which AP actually gives him a lot more damage than it used to. When they decided to balance that out for his item potential, so. But either way, it's not gonna be bad for him. It's not gonna cripple him too much. It's not gonna have quite the damage output that he normally would.
Uh-oh, so we're going to see Lux coming in here. Possibly on Mumu. Rice going to sniff this out. And we are going to see an exchange here. Lux will hit a Rune Prism. Or will eat one, I should say. And another missed bind. So these two just kind of like saying, hey, I got some CC. Am I going to put put the enemy in a situation where maybe if I get a full combo off, I can take them all the way down. And right now, Rise definitely winning out here, having gone for that defensive build and still getting some sort of offensive power. But now we're going to see Lux and Rammus rotate mid, and this is not going to look good for Alleycat.
Oh, bottom. Nice attempt at a flash, but actually the laser is going to come in from the jungle side, help them clean that up. Dan Patrick really focused on getting in there right now.
Uh-oh.
And Rise and Amumu has come down, but they don't really quite have something here. The binding actually is going to be eaten by the Banshee's Veil, so they're going to be able to get that. Uh,
Go, go, go!
Ooh, getting caught by a Mumu. Will they be able to get enough damage in there? They're trying to. Howling Gale coming in, disrupting a lot of the attack right there. And now we're going to see Lux at range just throw in, trying to deal some damage. But double kill now coming in for Rise. Teleport coming in from top. Olaf is going to be into the fight now. Throws his Undertow, is going to be able to mission. Triple kill for Rise, but he will be picked up finally by Lux. And Lux is going to shut down that Rise, wreaking havoc on the enemy team. And Olaf trying to make something out of his teleport. He took the time to teleport down here. Going to give free reign to Teemo in top lane, but he's not able to pick up a kill out of it. Actually, probably protected Lux a little bit there. She wouldn't have been. She would have probably been followed up by the enemy team with support.
Yeah, so Teemo definitely pulling out to a lead here. 150 CS, highest in the game right now. And, he's also got the 2 kills. Went for an early Nashor's Tooth. I like to go more of a, like an Ice Mallet, maybe Wits In, and maybe more of an on-hit build. But, Nashor's Tooth is still good if you're going to go into that sort of AP attack speed build. And I think, Rise doing well, Graves doing well. Now about 30 CS. Has been able to sustain that 30 CS ahead of Ashe. But what I'm seeing here on Ashe is she's already got that Infinity Edge. She is halfway to being a straight up, let me shoot you from the back lines and pluck you with high level, high damage crits.
Yeah, what we're seeing is most of the AD carries in this game are very, very even. They're only about, they're a couple hundred gold off of each other. Blue team right now with the advantage of most of those lanes. The problem is, though, is that we also see that Alley Cat, decided to go that Bloodthirster, which is not a bad thing. It helps in trades, but it's not quite as much damage as you get from something like an Infinity Edge. So she's gone very much standard, but she's not going to have quite as much damage output.
We could see an Ashe here.
Team fight. Yeah, we have most of the red team actually in this bottom half of the map. They actually haven't cleared it out. Olaf came in here and cleared it up a little bit, but it looks like actually they're refocusing on mid.
But actually been
this
waiting.
Teemo. And they're going to get the taunt onto Teemo. Lux is going to be able to follow us up, and that would definitely be a kill there. And blue team, meanwhile, just kind of in a defensive position, but they're, Red's having their run of the map right now. Juice is looking pretty strong.
Yeah, I mean, they had it in a pretty good position.
Oh, will Rise be able to catch her out? No, he's not actually going to engage there. I thought he was maybe waiting for Lux to try to catch him in rotation. They need to get out of this turret, and there's the Ashe Arrow coming in. Taunt trying to get in. Lulu all going on, and the turret is not actually focusing Rammus here. It's actually focusing Janet, who's throwing up her heal Monsoon at the moment, and we're going to pick up Lux. Lux is picked up by Rise. Rise doing some serious work in here, tanking. Will he be able to get off any more spells? He's not going to be able to. And it looks like Red Team should be able to pull this with a turret and some kills on top of that. Ace coming in.
And possibly a dragon.
I mean, and that is one of those team fights where, it happens a little bit differently, and Red actually has a bunch of deaths, and it kind of stalemates out there, but Red, executed that pretty well, passed off tower aggro very well, and they're going to come out of this with most of their members alive, unless Teemo has something to say about it, dying early. But good little move by Teemo there. He's actually going to delay their back, and it's going to make it harder for them to actually do a dragon since they are very low. They have 3 members very, very low, and they can't actually do a dragon or support it. Otherwise, they give up kills. And with the rest of the blue team coming up here, this could be a good opportunity for them to actually run the dragon and pick it up.
Yeah, even kind of a big swing here, but in terms of gold, about 2,500. It just that sucks, right? Because you were kind of in a position, and then you lost Teemo in mid, and then they just really converged on bot lane. And one turret hit, that focuses on Mumu instead ends up focusing Jaina. They played that turret aggro really well, and that really came out for a big win here for Team Juice in that exchange.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is, like you said, it's not that much gold. It is an advantage, but really the thing you have to hang your cap on as V4V is like, hey, what, we have the better late game team. We just need to kind of stick this out, stay true, try not to make any more mistakes, and just kind of, nickel and dime them even if you can. And as long as you hang with them, the later the game goes, the more it swings into your advantage. As long as you're not, giving up any more big team fights here. But it looks like Lulu might be caught out here, but they've actually kind of bunched up here. A lot of damage over the wall coming in from Teemo. Laser Cum is going to catch 3 people. Nice move by Lux right there. The rest of the team just chasing down there. Good focus fire for them. Ash has been able to stay pretty safe here. Olaf going all in here. Cloud's actually going to be picked up by the volley from Dammit Patrick. Dammit Patrick just getting really aggressive. Almost picks up Alley Cat. Alley Cat barely living here. And now,
Oh, the rise bounces.
oh! Is going to pick it
Not
up.
quite
Dammit
enough to take him,
Patrick
damn
not
Patrick.
able to fall on. Good, nice little Eye of the Storm there from Jana able to protect her carry.
Uh-oh, Frost.
Trying to make plays and gets caught out. Unfortunate.
This is the point where you
Rise,
kind of got to realize that, hey, they're probably warding our... Uh-oh.
Rise doesn't have flash, but he's able to pick up a kill. Ash gets in there a little bit too far, but now it's finally going to be called as a triple kill for Lux in there after picking up a move, and that's exactly the kind of stuff you don't necessarily want to do. Take that little advantage you had, back off, just take it after you got those kills, and just roll with that. Don't try to force things. And force it out there. You get a little bit more behind. That's gonna be harder for your late game comp to kick in if you're losing too many assets early, and they're able to use a gold lead to overcompensate the fact that their team comp isn't gonna be as good.
Yeah, this game really turned into a slugfest. We got 30 kills here in just over 25 minutes. I really like for a LANfest match of two evenly matched teams. I guess, a single elimination, or sorry, double. Yeah, well, this is the elimination match. So both teams kind of leaving it out there, putting it on the line. I like it. Has been entertaining thus far.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see Juice basically playing the same comp they've been pretty much all tournament, and likewise maybe for V. So both teams very comfortable with what they've been playing. They've got a few games in with these same team comps throughout the tournament. So really just good execution overall. As I look at both these teams, the really big difference that separated the game for me so far is definitely Juice's. Just their team coordination is just a little bit better than V4V. V4V doesn't quite have the same team fight level or making plays and movements on the map that we're seeing displayed here from Juice, which really just means that V4V needs to do what they're currently doing and get a lot more wards up on the map. As you can see, they pretty much have wards everywhere, all over their jungle, every entrance exit, all over around Baron, especially with those Teemo mushrooms. So they really need that vision to compensate and react.
Oh, bind here would be perfect.
Ash actually having to pop arrow to actually disengage here. Ramets getting in there, getting a little bit of focus, but he is very, very tanky. They don't quite want that. Monsoon coming in, pushing out enemies into the laser, crosses up Rise. Rise is going to be taken out, getting followed up here. Viva Clean trying to trade. He is going to be able to pick up Ash in the process, but meanwhile, Lulu is going to fall. And again, these massive team trades just not really working out for them. And Graves running over a ward, just barely dodges that light binding. That's really good for him. Nice quick draw right there.
Yeah, the entire fight did not include Graves, so definitely a communication error here, saying like, look, if there's going to be a fight, you want to have the numbers. If it's 5v4, 4v3, or if you think you're going to win an even match, in this case though, when you're behind and you're behind,
Yeah.
you definitely want to look for those fights where you're ahead, and just not being there when a fight goes down. It's kind of like, you can't really point fingers and say, hey, you weren't there.
Well, I mean,
Just
really,
more
it is one of those situations where it's on your team, right? It's one thing to be like, okay, well, Graves, you were in the jungle, or you were wherever you were. Well, you knew that too. We as a team need to come together and make sure that, we don't just force things, we don't just assume things, or point fingers when something goes wrong. It's on everybody if a team fight goes down and not everybody is there for it to happen.
So right now, Blue Buff giving the red team a lot of trouble.
Yeah, Jenna, unfortunately, not the best blue buff clear in the game, and Rammus,
Uh-oh.
minus the smite, not so good, and Janna's just barely going to survive. Eye of the Storm a little bit late. Alley Cat going to hop back over here. Looks like Fever Cloud is going to be able to come there and do a lot of damage to Rammus, pick up a kill.
This could be
Janna
really
getting in
good.
there, giving up a kill, and this is a 5v2 essentially as this fight went on, because Janna and Rammus were so low to begin with. Lux laser coming in, but that's not going to do anything. And V4V Cloud should be able to steal blue buff if they want, and they should be able to take Dragon as well.
Yeah, and this is kind of what you're looking for. If you've been in the last few fights, you've been giving up more than what you've taken. Well, here they got a 3-for-0. They got a Dragon. Really, just kind of getting back in that game. And if they can actually catch Lux out of position, this would be huge for them. They're going to really want to have Lux here to defend these waves, to clear these minions. The other thing to note is that Oh, Olaf does have teleport up. If they were to start a fight right now, they could probably, get a really. It could look really bad for the blue team. Like I said, there is teleport is up. Graves kind of out of position. Oh,
Yeah, I
he's
mean, this is kind of oh, actually using teleport to get to middle there for a little bit. And we saw the ward and mushroom barrage all over the red team's blue buff here to gain vision and actually check up on this jungle here. Most of the lanes pushing for red team. We have Alley Cat actually down bottom. This is the kind of stuff you want as you get later on in games. You want all your lanes pushing. You want to have to pull people out of lane, get them somewhere else in the map where you can actually team up as five and make some plays. Blue team still though with amazing ward coverage. If we look at here, they have a ton of vision. Red team actually has no vision. They have no wards actually on the map anywhere in the enemy jungle, while blue team basically has vision of everything in river for
Yeah,
sure.
right now, if I'm blue team, I'm definitely looking to set up the next team fight. I want to make sure I have the numbers, right? Right now, I've already reached that mid game stride. I've already started to push into that late game item builds. We see Rabadon's on Teemo. Rise has that frozen heart. Rise has that Banshee's Veil. So he's really tanky. He's going to want to be able to get in there with a team fight with a Mumu. And if they can set that up and really catch Ash, right? Because Ash is going to be the one that's doing a lot of the damage. If they can catch Ash,
And if they can pay attention to the laser too, because the laser's coming in a lot of these team fights. We've actually seen Lux come in. Her laser will hit 3, 4 members of the blue team. It's kind of one of those things where you get into the team fight, and then Lux is just patient, waits for you to finally line up, and then launches it. If they can actually keep vision of that, it'd be great. Ash Arrow has already been out onto Graves. Graves taking a lot of damage. Great a mummy ult coming in there. Graves blowing people's face off. Laser's gonna come in, hit 3 members yet again, but blue team looks like they can roll right here, and they've kind of hit their stride now, where things are starting to tilt in their favor. V4V Frost needs to be careful here. He's still going in. Actually grabs a minion, goes across Janna, comes back to the kill, is able to survive. No auto attacks coming out from her, and blue team looking really good. This comp, this comp is going to get better over time. Finally starting to turn around. They're getting kills. They actually see they've pulled ahead in gold, and right now, the momentum has shifted. Red actually has no vision infrastructure really set up besides in that bottom jungle, and now 2 turrets and those kills jumping up about 3.5, 2.5k on their opponents. V4V coming back in this game.
yeah, this is definitely when they want to get back. They want to spend that global gold they just acquired. They want to get beefed up and get ready to prepare for the next big objective, which, if you look at the map, there's a gigantic red little minion marker. It's called Baron Nashor. You're going to want vision for this fight, and you're going to want to fight together as a team. So one thing you do is you look at Mummy. If you're in game, you're looking at his portrait. You're looking to see if that green dot's up. You're sitting there telling him over Skype or whatever VoIP you're using, say, hey, what's the ETA on this? We're gonna go sweep Baron. We're gonna set it up. The next fight, we win. We win this game, and that's exactly what you just want to be there. You want to tell your team. You want to stay positive. That don't get caught.
Yeah, looking at the way this game is going, at least as we get in the late game, the only thing I would have to critique, at least for the blue team so far, is it looks like Rise, he's been able to pick up a lot of kills in these team fights, but he's actually his farm has definitely fallen off compared to his opponent. He hasn't quite been, as we see Alley Cat and definitely Teemo in the top lane and Cloud. They've been farming constantly while being in all these team fights, even while dying and actually being down about 8 or 9 kills. They've still managed to be ahead in CS, and that's actually paying off for them in items as we go along here.
Oh, Bind not going to hit from Mummy. The bandage toss just missing. I don't know if that's the fight they would have wanted, so right now they're actually going to disengage.
Don't really have the element of surprise or the initiation advantage while in lane. Something in the jungle like they had last time, where everybody, it's a lot more, it's a lot tighter space. Mumu's able to get in there and land really good ults. It's a lot better engagement for them out in this open area. Unless Mumu really gets like a sweetheart deal, which is probably going to happen, as you see red team just kind of like do the bees action, swarm around and try to make it difficult for him to land anything.
Yeah. So
They're
basically,
looking for it here.
if Teemo and Ash can avoid getting hit by if Teemo and Graves can avoid getting hit by an Ash arrow, they should be okay here. There's, I don't think Olaf is going to do enough damage, especially with a Teemo blind in effect, that, if that they could probably pick off Teemo. And if you can use Olaf, or sorry, if you can use Mumu and Rice and with that Lulu all to get in there and really try to focus down Ash, I think in any sort of team fight, it's going to go in favor of the blue team. Obviously, a perfect Janna ult could totally sway that in favor of the red team. Being able to possibly pick someone off with a light binding or pick someone off with the Ash arrow, if someone maybe goes off to farm a lane, like these are the things you want to think about. These are the things that's going to win you the game because the next fight, whoever comes up with higher numbers is going to win this game. They're probably going to walk away with Baron. They'll probably walk away with Inhibitor, and I think that would be the tipping point to really kind of find, really declare a winner ish, like someone a winning advantage.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely could be, the last straw needed, to break the back of either team here
And
or get a big
somehow
surge going on.
Janna got the blue buff.
Hey, those cooldowns for those spells that CC. So potent. Looks like blue team here, V4V, is going to be able to pick up themselves a dragon. Nice little advantage there. Frost kind of leading the charge here.
Uh-oh, that was what they wanted.
But the rest of his team hadn't quite followed up yet. They're going to come in a little bit late, which is not what they want. Laser coming in there, and it looks like Teemo almost already dead. He's flashing, trying to get out of this. And it looks like Ash was still in the back here, plinking away, doing some work. He's able to pick up a Mumu. And overall, really great initiation by a Mumu, but the rest of the team wasn't on the same page. They didn't quite follow in there. Alleycat's going to be able to barely escape out of this.
This shrew.
Oh, but Ryan's coming in from the back. Didn't see that. And that's going to be huge. They should be able to pick up a lot of kills here. They should be able to clean this up if they can just catch them. Great line biting, and it looks like that's probably going to be able to get them out of this. Hal and Gale back up. Ryan's trying to run down. He's not going to be able to do it.
Oh,
but that was turned completely around by the team. So great job by Blue sticking in there. But really, it comes down to, V4V was following a Mumu on that charge, and they were on the same page. Red team just gets wiped completely right there, and they're probably looking at 5 up for blue team and taking a Baron. But since they're so low, they can't do that. Now the thing they need to think about right now is with the other 2 members of Juice coming back up very, very quickly, they need to get back, buy up, and then get straight back to Baron because they don't want that to get stolen in the meantime while they're trying to back off here.
Yeah, it looks like Alleycat does have her that GA now. It does have that Bloodthirster. Should be full stacks, having pushed right there. Probably going to go back, maybe pick up a BF sword. Something that's going to be damaged. I would say if she has any sort of money to spend, elixirs would be good here. I think if they plan for a Baron, especially when you look at the map and see 3 members of the enemy team way over there and that bot lane of Never Never Land.
And I really like looking at Blue's vision because they pretty much have most of the map covered, either by their own creeps pushing or mushrooms and wards everywhere. It's all over the middle of the map. Huge vision advantage. Red, again, kind of gave up their warding after that early game and falling off. And one thing that's going to start to get really scary to look at is Rise, because Rise finally, he just finished off his Archangel staff. He's getting a huge boost of mana and AP there. Plus, he already has the Frozen Heart, which not only is great for his team, but it's also going to cut into the AD of Ashe, which is a big, huge piece and cornerstone for the red team if they want to try to come up here and win some team fights.
Yeah, so, I mean, Ashe, like I said, if they can... Ashe right now doesn't have much in terms of defensive items. She's kind of a glass cannon. She looks like she's working towards QSS. She does have that high DPS build, which is the IE, the Last Whisper. Not quite the full Phantom Dancer yet. The problem is, she gets caught and it's done. If, like last time Amumu went in, I think that might have gone a little bit better if they would have been a little bit closer to Amumu and had been able to focus Ashe. But if she gets caught again and she goes down, I think they're going to have enough damage to kite Olaf and really just win a team fight straight out.
Yeah, Olaf at this point, we see he's finished his Warmogs, but that's not what you actually want to be running. That's not the stage you want to have Olaf in at this point in the game. Because the fact of the matter is early on, the Frozen Mallet was really threatening in its ability to slow you down and chase you down, but really just a really fat cruise missile that comes in there, doesn't quite do enough damage, and then once Ragnarok's down, you can kite him for days. So he's really not as effective as they want him to be for their team, and they can actually tear him apart. They have enough damage here. They have good team fight. They have complete vision here. Red team's going to come in here, and they're going to come in completely blind. Looks like they're going to get Hawk shot off to take a look at this. They pull back just a little bit. Laser coming in. That's actually just going to help them get Baron. Hal and Gale coming in. That's not going to be enough. And Juice is going to have to concede this Baron. And now it is all in V4V to try to make something
Oh,
happen.
Shirelius
Shrevel's
coming in.
popped. Will he be able to land band shots? No, he won't. Hal and Gale coming in, canceling a little bit there, backing him off. And Cloud just loves the face check in this team fight. He doesn't care where his team is. He's getting in there. He's doing his damage.
Yeah, I think you just got Baron, and maybe if you know Dragon Timer and you think it's about to come up, you start working your way towards Dragon. I think what you do is you go clean up your lanes real quickly, you regroup, and then you just shove whatever lane you want. At this point with Baron, you're extremely tanky. All you got to do is just get enough hits in. You've got two ranged-ish damage dealers that if you poke down a inhibitor turret, you can actually get it low enough. You can start that fight and be really comfortable at ending the game. Alternatively, you could probably just send. I don't know if I'd split push at this point. You're an AOE comp, right? Timo would be the best person to do it, right? He's got a little bit of mobility, can, with that move speed, passive, and he's got those shrooms that can kind of help him, be somewhat defensive, so they don't just send someone over to take you out. That being said, I think you just group up and win.
Yeah. Well, I mean, really, yeah, you want to go clean up your lanes, one, to get the CS, but also to just get all your lanes pushing, and eventually, as long as you're patient enough and vigilant enough, you should be able to take down one of these outer turrets, especially like you said with those two range characters. They're able to go in there, poke down the turret. The thing you don't want to have happen is just, be caught sleeping at all a little bit, because one good Ash arrow followed by some bindings and that damage, and they can pick someone off and start and just blow up someone. If as long as it's important, key piece, it could be really, really huge and tip the team fight, especially if they're under a turret. So they do need to get all the lanes pushing, and they should be able to siege and poke someone down. But if Juice gets the right bindings and grabs, they're going to be able to basically get back into this game, because right now it's all up to V4V to win or lose right here. They have the tools and the abilities and champions. They put themselves in a great position. They have this late game comp that should be better. It just comes down to execution now.
I could not agree more, and I think we're going to see it here. I don't think this game lasts another minute or two, honestly. I think it's going to end right here with a team fight, and I think it's going to go in favor of the blue team. I feel like they've reached that point where they can go in and press R and win. I mean, at least for a Momo.
Yeah, well, I mean, they have a lot of AoE there, so if they get the right AoE grab, especially for Mumu, they follow that up, it should be over.
A Momo and yeah, Rise, you can just face roll that keyboard.
Literally.
Make sure you hit R first, and then doesn't matter any sort of combination of
whoa! You Q first. What's this R business?
You don't you want your alt up so you have more damage?
No, because so anybody tuning in, so with Rise, you have the cooldown from his ability.
Oh,
you throw Q, R actually counts as a spell on cooldown and actually gets off your combo faster. By the time you throw your Q, and by the time you're done with the rest of your combo, Q's already back up and you throw a second one. It's actually more damage in a combo.
Oh, and here it is.
Yeah, this is the routing of the enemy team. You see Red, most everybody fall. Ash trying to kite as well as she can here, but she is caught by the banish toss. Beautiful banish toss by Frost, and that is going to be the ace. Timo picking up with that smug little smile, and I believe V4V should be able to move on. They will be in the second and third place match essentially here.
Yeah, they're gonna get a rematch, I believe, right? They've already faced...
No, actually, they got knocked down by Higher Snow Reward. They haven't got to see GG Esports yet. So this is the big chance here. Alley Cat really excited about that win there, but very, very good game overall. Good, nice little play by V4V.
So for the loser bracket finals, we will see V4V and the Team Cardius, because I cannot... Oh, GG Esports. I'm sorry. Hi, Owen. It's been a long day here at LANfest. We're going to take a quick break, find out where we are with possibly taking a dinner break. But otherwise, we're going to come back to you and get this last game recorded and or cast.
Oh, what? Nice shortcut. No! No! There we go. Bravo, you're right.